Shalom, shalom.
Shalom, family. Yes, welcome to the video.
Yeah, welcome. Because y'all, we say this almost every time we get on live now. It's always something crazy. And every time, especially in this season, the past 3 months, really the past year, we've been seeing over and over and over how the world is changing. And so in this video, you are going to learn about how a certain African country is kicking out America and a lot of other Western nations.
Yeah, yeah, and that should definitely tell you something just by her saying that. Like really, um, just picture this. Picture a world without Africa.
It doesn't exist.
Just think about that. Just think about if Africa shuts down, um, people coming in and they just want to be by themselves. Really gotta start thinking like that.
Oh, they're gonna be destitute out there in them crevices and stuff. They're
Exactly.
gonna be destitute. But it's a beautiful thing to see Africa finally waking up. We had West Africa, Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger, Senegal is also waking up. They're producing their own oil for the first time ever now. And y'all, this African country, does anybody know the latest news? Drop it in the comment section in the chat if you know it. It's not a West African nation. It's a different
Hmm.
African nation that is saying they're not going to allow Americans to get in visa free anymore. And it's not just this country, okay?
Yeah.
There's a whole list here of your Western countries that are not allowed to get in visa free anymore. They're saying no, eye for eye, tooth for tooth. We're going to do y'all how you do us. And that's
Hmm.
that. We're going to have equity. It's going to be equal. If you're not letting us get in visa free, why are we going to let you in?
Exactly. Yes, shalom, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hope all is well with everybody. Make
Ooh,
sure you
windy.
like the video. Um, we are outside on our patio for now. Uh-oh.
What?
You don't see it?
I don't see anything. Oh, a big spider. That's horrible. He would come out. The wind done brought him over. All right, he need to stay over there.
Make sure you like the video, family. We appreciate all the love, all the subscribers, and all the likes. So, yeah, as she was saying, it's getting really it's the most high or just yeah the most high is allowing stuff to happen and trying to warn his people for a reason. Like this is new.
Man,
Like people, this never happened before.
never.
Never ever happened before.
Just released in the last few weeks. I think 2 weeks ago, the first African news outlet released it, and now it's starting to gain traction. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
just say it. Nobody has said in the chat what country, so I'm gonna just tell y'all. Y'all ready? I don't know if y'all ready for this. Namibia is in southern Africa. It's right about above South Africa, but it's
Mhm.
on like the western area part of South Africa. And so of the north of South Africa. And they just said they are not letting this list of how many countries is this list? Tally
31,
up
30.
31 Western European, Western nations in visa free any longer. They said, "Oh, you want us to pay $10,000 when we go over? Sure, you can pay $10,000 too when you
Yeah,
come
you got to
here."
think about that because people coming to America, we don't think about them having to go through the visa process and
They go through a struggle in
immigration. Yeah,
America.
it's a big struggle
They
in
go through a
America.
struggle.
So when people talk about Africa, like you coming to Africa to try to move and you got to get residency and this and that, I get it now. Like I kind of understand now. But
Yeah,
Africa is way easier.
10,000 times easier.
I'm trying to a foreigner going to America and trying to stay there. I hear tons of stories say, yeah, I've been here 20 years and I'm just now getting my citizenship.
Ooh,
I'm just now, getting residency and stuff.
yeah,
So
yeah,
it's crazy to think about. So
yeah.
when you read this list off, people might not think it's a big deal, but it's just a small step in the right direction, in the wrong direction from people's standpoint. So pay attention, y'all. Most High is giving you these signs for a reason.
Yeah. Here's a little disclaimer. If you believe in white supremacy, this may hurt your feelings. There's a disclaimer. So these are the countries that are not getting into Namibia visa free any longer. They said that's it, no more. Don't just fly here out of nowhere. Get your visa approved. Make sure you go through the proper procedures. Armenia, Austria, Azerbaijan, Belarus near Russia, Canada, Denmark, Finland, France,
Let us know if you guys can still hear us. I think it just went out for a second.
Turkmenistan, Ukraine, United Kingdom. They're once colonizers, by the way. Namibia used to be colonized by the UK, Great Britain, the United States of America, and Uzbekistan. All right. Did y'all see United States of America was number 30? So we come on here and we tell y'all that while you have the leverage of an American passport, if this isn't telling you right here that the American passport's not going to be as valuable as it once was, you may be your critical thinking skills, to be honest, because that's exactly what this is, where you can no longer, and maybe just last month, if you're an American, you could fly in visa free, you could stay for 6 months. Now they're saying, up, your passport isn't that valuable to us anymore. We're going to send you through some procedures because we're not really feeling this relationship with America. So this is why we are telling you guys this today. The state of the diaspora in June is more important than it was even last month.
Yeah. Like it's really getting to that time, guys. Like, man, they really doing this.
Yeah.
And it's
People
not
in denial though.
it's not funny, but
It's good though.
it's good, and it's better to get here before it gets
Before it's closed out.
even better. I don't know. Or even worse for people that's not in Africa. So, like at the beginning of the video, I said, can you imagine like being shut out from Africa? Like imagine that. Imagine if Africa shut out the whole Western world. That's gonna be something. That's gonna be something different.
Yeah, that's different. But they do that to Africans. They do that. They steal their resources, rape the land, steal the people, put them on the front lines of the war, and then expect, oh, you should just let us come there forever. Exactly. So if you're a mature American, this will resonate with you. Drop an 8 in the chat if you're a mature American that can sit and empathize with the oppressed nations of the earth, because America is the most high and lofty nation on the face of the planet. And she is being brought down very, very quickly. And it's a beautiful thing to witness if you have empathy for the oppressed nations of the earth that have literally been struggling because there's sanction after sanction. You know what triggered this? The wrong move that America made during the announcement back in 2022 of the Russia and Ukraine war. America sanctioned Russia very harshly, and that made other countries like India, China, Ethiopia, Congo, South Africa, Mauritius, Seychelles, Venezuela, Brazil. It made all these countries look for a second and go,
we done with this.
If they can do that to Russia, they can do that to any of us. So we better start strategizing, building connections, building resources. Speaking of building connections, this is kind of funny. We've seen that Brics is doing a game, like an Olympics game, but it's the Brics sports game event this month.
That's look, I'm telling you, it's gonna be a new world order. You could say, but
it is.
Well, where did that spider go?
This spider's quick. I hope he went somewhere else. But yeah, it's going to be crazy because let me just tell y'all which countries are going to the Brics games. By the way, as all this is happening, 97 extra countries have decided that they want to join Brics. That's not like 2. Y'all meditate on that. 97. We got 50 states in America. 97 countries, in addition to the ones they already had, are applying to join Brics, which is the economic conglomerate of Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. Okay. So I'm going to read y'all.
Gotta keep up, guys. Gotta keep up. Make sure you like the video, guys. And leave us a comment and let us know what you guys think. Because it's getting serious, guys. It's getting real serious.
Yeah, that's why we're coming here telling y'all.
Do not be left behind. Please do not be left behind.
Don't be on the wrong side of things because it's no joke. It's really no joke. And it's so interesting how they're doing these games. I understand that they want to build this sense of camaraderie. If anyone has played sports in the past, when you were a child, then you know that sports build a sense of community, camaraderie. It builds the relationship. So it's so interesting how they're being so strategic in these times. By the way, hit the like button because I see 30 people in the room and 7 likes, and that the math ain't mathing. But they're doing these sports games because for them it's not just about destroy America. That's why they're going to win and come out on top. The Most High is with these nations. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
y'all gonna be mad at that, but he's with these nations for this point in time. He's with these nations. Okay.
The Most High will use who He choose to use.
Yeah. So the sports, the team that builds camaraderie. I ran track, I did basketball, I did volleyball, you ran track, you did wrestling. Whenever you're in sports, you did football. Whenever you're in sports, you build a sense of family, a sense of camaraderie. And so Russia is being very strategic, not only Russia, Brazil, India, China, and South Africa. They're like, oh, let's just come together. Let's form a brotherhood. Let's form something that's going to outlast the pride of white supremacy, essentially. And so the countries that they have invited Congo. I thought that was so cool because Congo has never been invited to anything.
Mm.
The America and Europe do. And in fact, America and Europe love to rape Congo and take all of her children and scatter them throughout the entire earth and then come back and take her gold, her diamonds, her, what is that metal that they have down there?
Titanium.
Titanium, take all of her stuff, then start proxy wars and all these things. So you see that just by these countries being humble enough at this point in time, that doesn't mean they're always going to be like this, right? But from what you're seeing, they're being humble enough to say, you know what, let's come together in some camaraderie. Let's raise some of these peoples that have been oppressed. And I'm going to tell you right now, being here in Africa, African people love this. And American people, y'all can't say nothing. Y'all can't say, well, they're going to turn on you. Well, guess what? If you're an African person, you're 10 times, 9 times out of 10 going to go with Brics, then you're going to go with the European Union.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yeah, I know I said it in the last video. They're playing chess.
They're
They're playing chess.
They're taking this because for them it's not about, I think what this shows their actions and how slow they are to maneuver and do these strategies. It's not necessarily a hate for America that makes them angry. There's even a scripture on this where he says, I'm not going to bless you for your righteousness when he's bringing the Israelites into the promised land, but for the wickedness of the nations that you're around. And this is that. They're not even worried about we hate America so much. It's literally not about that. For them, it's about let's get free from this white supremacy system.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get free from these Western nations and go back to some of the ways we used to live in the ancient times. And so y'all gonna see the Most High is gonna honor that. And that makes people who have white supremacy in their heart, that makes them very uncomfortable. If you have white supremacy in your heart, please repent and get it out because white supremacy is not
It's
a
not
God.
time for it.
Or
Yeah.
it's not the right God. Let's just put it like that.
Yeah, like everything that's happening these past 4 years should really tell everybody that is in this chat watching or anybody that's watching the video later. That should tell you something like the system that was is not gonna be no more. The empire that was is not gonna be no more. The kingdom that was is not gonna be that no more. So you really have to be prepared.
Yeah.
And we try to look,
Yeah.
get here to safety.
Yeah.
Shoot, I know a lot of people
Seriously.
use AI. I saw somebody ask AI about World War III and where's the place of safety. Guess what AI said? Guess.
What?
I want you to guess.
Africa?
Yeah. AI
We
said
could have
it.
told you that.
Yeah.
We've been
AI
telling y'all
said
that for a long
Africa.
time. We've been telling y'all that for a long time, okay? But the wise,
Shalom,
the
family.
elect are going to hear it and be obedient because it's not really, this isn't our truth. This is world truth. This is the Most High's truth, okay? Where he has a designated Goshen, designated places set up. And if you just read the Bible, if you just have simple understanding, you would see, oh, whenever the Israelites were in danger, they would go to Egypt. They would be in that vicinity. They would go on the African continent because they look like the people there. And now that the people, the descendants of the Israelites are scattered there and throughout the four corners, it only makes sense. Like it's very, very simple. But again, white supremacy, idolatry gets in the way of that when your heart idolizes white supremacy. And so the other nations that are going to be in this Brics sports arena, that I think it takes place, I have to look.
In Russia somewhere. And Russia's hosting it, yeah.
June 22nd. That's very soon. That was quick. It's
That's
June
like
22nd?
Yeah.
Wow, they're not playing. They said we got to come together. Okay. So it's Mexico, Turkey, Kazakhstan, Uruguay, Venezuela, Bahrain, Congo, and others. A total of 380 sets of awards across 29 disciplines. I'm excited for Congo. I think it's good that they're going to be known for something other than the Western propaganda of, oh, starving children, war, look at Congo. But you
Yeah,
didn't talk about how you raped Congo for hundreds and hundreds of years. So before you do those advertisements and these ridiculous stories and propaganda, you should first say what your cousin ancestor did, King Leopold, what your cousins in Germany did, what the Great British still do, and so that's how I feel about that. So I'm excited for Congo to just be able to live, like for Africans just to be able to live and not be raped constantly.
exactly. Yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm just excited because the Most High is just moving in ways that is really blowing our minds. So the next week is probably gonna be something
It will probably
worse,
tomorrow.
but yeah, it's probably gonna be something worse. But it just depends who you ask. You know, I think we're living the best life we could have thought of,
Yeah,
but other
yeah.
people it might be worse and worse. So you got to pick a side.
You
Choose.
gotta pick a side. Ooh, choose this day who you're gonna serve.
Really?
If it's white supremacy, stay with white supremacy in the West. If it's the ancient path, come towards the East.
Yeah.
Because there's people going back to the ancient path. There just is. You can deny it all you want, but these people who deny this have never stepped foot outside of America,
Hmm.
have never gone into villages, never done even a fraction of the traveling that other African diaspora have done.
Exactly. And we just trying to tell you guys like you really got to touch it down. You can't like really say, oh yeah, I'm coming and then I'm gonna go back, or you really got to be here to understand what I'm saying. And the people that's been here longer than a year, I'll say a year, they will understand because I know,
2 years. Some people go
yeah,
back after a year.
2 years. I say really like really renewing like visas, like really renewing residencies and stuff, and understand, hey, this is I really want to stay here. So you have to be here. You really do. You got to be here to get a jump start.
Yeah, that's the only way. That's so interesting that AI said that. That's hilarious. The only place on it. Yeah, I mean, it's obvious. Um, but yeah, just repent. If you have white supremacy in your heart, just ask the Most High to help you the way you would repent for any other iniquity or any other treacherous sin, that you would call out to Him and say, Father, please help me with this, because I idolize white people, if I'm honest with myself. I idolize the white system. I love white people and their system, and I love the oppression that they do to Africa. So if you could just be honest with yourself and with the Most High and say that, you would be amazed how much He blesses you.
Hmm.
You'd really be amazed how much of a blessing you get for caring and standing up for the oppressed of the world, because the West has sanctioned all of these countries that China and Russia are partnering with, sanctioned them horribly.
Hmm.
Does anyone ever think of what it does to an economy when they have massive sanctions like this? Zimbabwe, Russia, where they're literally trying to pull the rug out from under you and say, no, you're going to be poor because you're not listening to me. You're going to be poor because you're not doing LGBTQ. Like, really? Actually, I'm not.
Man, talking about that, I saw, uh, man, they taking that stuff to a whole nother level
The
too.
LGB stuff.
Yeah, the LGBTQT W. Um,
W.
I really don't know the things, but I saw a video. These kids was like riding scooters on top of like the painted. It was like a flag painted in the street, and then they got arrested. It was teenagers riding some
They
scooters,
got
and they
arrested.
got arrested for riding over the painted flag. So it's really getting serious. They really want America to just be evil.
Be gay. Just everybody be gay.
Just
That's what they
that's it.
want.
They just want to be evil.
They
That's
just
it.
want to be foolish. That's just foolishness, is what that is. That doesn't make any sense. Um, yeah, and that tells you that alone. If it was just that going on in America, that alone tells you this society is not going to stand. Just because natural law that the Most High created says man and woman. Okay, it's literally an abomination, and an abomination is a detestable thing that the Most High hates. And so if He hates something going on in a particular country and it's not going on in other areas of the world, it's not wise to say, oh well, this destruction is going to come to the whole. Actually, it's not. It's going to come to America because there's a scripture written that the man who commits the sin will die for his transgressions. It's the same principle. That nation that commits that mass sin is going to perish for its transgressions. And you're seeing that in real time, and you should be on the right side of it. But I am thankful that we are here to talk to you, and we're here to do the state of the diaspora for you that are serious entrepreneurs, teachers, educators, real estate investors, lawyers, nurses, any expert that actually wants to translate their skills, translate their resources into another economy based in Africa, because this is going to be epic, just like the last one. Now, we only work with 5 people at a time because we're all about intentionality and incubation and really like being discreet with how we move it as the African diaspora, because that's very wise and pertinent in these times. So you can check out the link in the description if you want more information about that and view the video that we did before. But notice in that video, it will say May, but it's actually June. It's going to be June 20th, I believe. But you'll have to check out the link in the description.
Yes. Yeah. Check out the link, guys. We try to monetize stuff and make it work out for the people that's serious, because we do get a lot of people with silly questions and stuff. But if you're very serious about coming here, if you're very serious about your business, click that link in the description.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's time for serious people. As we can see, I'm happy for Namibia because of this happening. And then it's also bittersweet because the Black Americans. But Black Americans, what y'all need to do, honestly, is click the link in the description, because this is what we teach. We teach
Hmm.
you how to leverage these places before stuff hits the fan, before the American passport is declining. And so you can
Hmm.
only imagine with Namibia saying that. I'm sure a few other African countries are going to pop up and say the same thing. And so it's best to get into position before super hyper inflated inflation pops up again. Since everybody's buying up gold, since the housing crisis is happening, since all of the things that are happening in America. And yeah, y'all, it's things are like really moving. This is moving faster than 2020, because
Hmm.
when 2019, 2020 pandemic happened, yes, stuff was happening and it was like, oh, lockdown. But this trajectory we're on right now feels like
Yeah.
it's like stuff is
Like day
shifting.
by day, like super quick, like really shifting each day.
Yeah. Yeah. Ooh. But I'm glad that it's happening, because it's better to take the side of the righteous to be on the side with the wicked. 100%. It's better to have your heart posture right than to just be like, oh, well, because I like dollar and I like America, then I don't want America to ever crash, right? It's always right to be better in your heart towards what's going on and to see things the Most High as the way He sees them. Because where you think, oh, how am I going to survive? How is this going to happen?
Mm.
That gives Him the opportunity to bless you tenfold. If you don't lose faith,
Yeah. Only believe.
do not lose faith in these times, because He's setting this up for your good. What's the scripture say in Romans? All things are working together for the good of those who are called by Yahuwah according to His purpose. You either believe it or you don't. And when people arrive in Africa, when they're preparing to go to Africa, or when they make their decision to stay in America, that scripture is activating. Like, He will work for your good when you are called according to His purpose for your life.
Mm. Hallelujah.
It's a beautiful thing. It's, y'all, we live it, and it's not just us that lives it. There's African Americans, African diaspora everywhere
Hmm.
that live this. Some people in Thailand, some people in Colombia, some people in Belize, some people in South Africa, some people in Botswana, some people in Cabo Verde, Ghana, Nigeria, Benin. And if it doesn't work out in one African country, don't just give up and be like, well, back to America.
Yeah.
Don't do that. You got 53 other countries to choose from. That's more states than there are in America.
Hmm. You better get to Africa while the visa's free.
For real, get locked in while it's good. That's
Yeah.
another thing with Africa, though, because those we were talking about this with some associates we have. I think they're actually watching the live, but even in the country they're in the southern region of Africa, they were saying, hey, we got in for our visa and it's long term before a lot of people started coming, and it kind of jacked up the system.
Exactly. Yeah.
This, look, preparation and wisdom goes a long way. When you procrastinate in the last days, you're going to be caught and reap what you're sowing. And then you're going to go to the wise who had oil and had the preparation. You're going to say, well, help me. And it's like, I'm not going to have enough oil, so I
Hmm.
can't help you. You should have listened when not only us, but people were telling you. You should listen when the Spirit of the Most High is telling you. Because a lot of us who have even left America receive visions and dreams and declarations from the Most High. That's why we're so bold in it, because it's not a human thing, it's not anything that flesh can tell you. It's something that goes way beyond that. It's a spiritual matter. If you can perceive things in the spirit, then you know that it's time to shift.
Really.
And if you can't, just ask the Most High and He'll show you. With a broken spirit and a contrite heart, He said, those He won't despise.
Mm.
Yeah, y'all. These times, it's no joke. Those are the main news headlines amongst everything that's going on with Russia being in the Caribbean, Cuba, um, China buying up so much gold over the past few years. That
Yeah.
those are the main things.
And look up a map about what land does China own in America. It will shock you. So if Russia and China is working together, it's it's getting scary, yo. It's really getting scary.
Yeah,
Russia is literally right on the coast of Florida,
chilling.
doing pass bys, just exercising their right, we should say.
Meanwhile, Biden is sending trillions and billions and millions of dollars to Ukraine and the Israelis. And so you just wonder, why stay in America under Biden when he cares zero about anyone in America.
Mm-hmm.
He's bought out by, whoever. I don't know who these players are, but it's evident where he could send funding, he could send reparations, he could boost the economy. There's so many different things that could happen, and yet he sends these packages across the seas.
Mm-hmm. And look, if he start um sending those stimulus package again, look, that might be the last time. Because if if it's free money, you better just get out.
Even if it's not free money, save your money and get out.
Mm-hmm.
For real, save. Do what you can, and you have the ability. Save, and it's not that expensive. Even if you have to fly from Florida to South America and then go to West Africa, even if you have to fly from Miami or New York to Europe and then go,
Yeah.
it's going to be better than being in America.
Yeah.
Don't stay in Europe too long. I wouldn't do that, but you got to
It's
do what you
better
got to
just
do.
to be here in Africa on a continent. It's just easier to move around. It really is.
For real. And make sure that you are in alignment with the Most High's will for your life. Don't get too distracted with building these different communities, with being around 50 million different people.
Mm.
Your life is going to be 10 times easier once you get in silence and do what He called you specifically to do.
Yeah, I saw Ricky. You just comment. Could you explain that a little bit more about the U.S. debt clock?
The U.S. debt clock.
I saw something like what a couple days beginning of this week. I
Mm-hmm.
saw somebody said it was like at zero, and then when I looked at it, it was still like normal. So I'm not sure if that's what he's talking about or
Ain't no
not.
telling at this point. They change stuff so much. They're trying to just set it back over and over,
Mm-hmm.
over and over.
You can go to here too if you want.
Oh, go in here and read the chat. So, guys, leave your comments and questions in the chat because, yeah, things have shifted dramatically and continue to every single day. Not sure about moving there, but visiting
Hallelujah!
definitely
Somebody open a
mention is
SoFi
which place
account.
to visit. Oh,
Look at that. That makes
good.
us smile.
It does.
It
SoFi is
really does.
awesome. They're so awesome. Any of y'all ever heard of the World Passport? I've never heard of it.
Yeah, I heard it's expensive, but I heard of that.
How much is it?
I don't know.
That's
We might have
different.
to look it up.
I don't know if I want a World Passport. I don't think I do. Sounds like they're closing their borders. Absolutely. Lady J's Black Eyed View, 97 countries. Wow, that's amazing. Y'all shouldn't laugh prayerfully. Y'all has mercy on his people who are trying to make it. Y'all's mercy is already there if our people can comprehend it. But we were
Mm-hmm.
laughing at the Brics games because it's like, wow, they're having like camaraderie exercises. Like, oh, this is different. This isn't
Mm-hmm.
sanctions. This is a different type of warfare.
Yeah.
This is, oh, I care about humanity. Let's just come together as humans warfare.
Hmm.
That's unstoppable compared to someone who's just raping and pillaging everywhere they go. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, just go back to Great Britain's history in the 1200s. Okay, just look that up. That's some homework for today. Look that up. It'll shock you and leave you like, oh gosh, like horrible, just horrible. Babylon is falling, but they still have cards to play. Oh, for sure. They're gonna play their cards till the cards gone.
Really.
Y'all know how white pride they are gonna play those American pride cards.
And let us know. Is it like are they reporting about a lot of stuff that we talk about in the states, or are they just like letting it be? Because I feel like they just worried about the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Like the news is doing Biden, his son, with the gun charge, or Trump and his thing. What else? What else have I been seeing?
Just dumb stuff.
You know
Shootings every five
the
seconds.
NBA, you know the women's WNBA. What else? Um, weather. I've been seeing that too. I think Florida just flooded.
Oh yeah, it did. They did have some bad flooding.
But are they like saying anything about like war? Like, hey, get prepared.
They're not gonna say that. They're too prideful. To tell
That's
people that you're losing, they're not gonna do that. Just study American history and you'll see they're not going to do that. World of Zimra said, this is horrible because it's not just the whites in America. I love it here in Namibia. And because of this, I may not have another option but to pick up and move again to another country, number 8. Oh, man, that is hard. But, the Most High is with you and there are other options. You're in a good position, honestly. You just have to change your mindset. You get the privilege to see another country.
yeah.
Switch your mindset.
Yeah. Make sure you guys like the video. Leave your questions in the comments. We're going through them now.
When things go bad fully, Brandon Blackwell, when things go bad fully under the beast, the whole world will feel it. Yeah, to an extent. The thing is that Asians and Africans still live off the land.
Yeah.
We say this in all of our, I'm not sure if South America's like this or not. I think South America is relatively built up, but there are lots and lots of places you go in Africa, South Africa, Tanzania, Kenya, Congo, definitely, that are not built up. You leave that one mega city and the rest is people that are living off the land, that do not have bank accounts, that do not have debit cards, that do not even speak English a lot of the times. These are tribal people and they are going to be the survivors, and it would be wise to learn from them. Candy Crush said, oh no, this is RNT said, my passport is up for renewal next month. I'm getting ready to renew it. It would be great if Black Americans would have a job before moving.
Yeah, I say start a business.
Do one better and start a business.
Have a business before moving.
Yeah.
Have a monthly income before moving.
Have your business, your real estate investments, your resources based in America, then see how you can translate it to Africa. Candy Crush said, hi, I sent you an email about the copywriting workshop. Is that still available? It is not at the moment. It will be available again in the coming months. You just missed it. Write your way to revenue. We're doing the last workshop this Sunday, but I'll try to give you some other information that we have. He's looking for like business. RNT says, you still have to move in wisdom. I lived outside the US before and wouldn't suggest anyone struggle trying to live off savings. Try to get a job, even if it's with American organizations in Africa. Yeah, I even wouldn't try to get a job. But we're entrepreneurs, so we have a different mindset. We really teach and say this all the time. Do entrepreneurship. Even if you have a job, have a side hustle on the side, because you can't rely on a job in this economy, because we will continue to see businesses decline in economic and world turmoil. And so it's better if you have a business. It's better if you're investing in gold and silver and tech and stocks. It's better if you're diversifying. It's better if you can get your hands on some land, on some real estate, whether it's in America or somewhere else. Wherever you're capable of doing that and the system will work, then do it while it's up, and then save those resources, because jobs, they just I just don't believe in working from 9 to 5 every day and wasting my life. We work about 15 hours per week and make exceedingly more than we did when we were working a 9 to 5. So it's like a mindset shift. But if you are someone that wants to do a job, you can go that route. Just know that you will be on a work permit and you will be basically dependent on whether or not that company wants to keep you for as long as you're hoping they'll want to keep you. So that's the only caveat with having a job and working a W-2. Also, a lot of times when you're on a work permit, you may not be able to purchase and acquire real estate or land or property. You may not be able to invest in the way that you would versus if you were either a digital nomad or some kind of investor.
Yeah, yeah. Our mindset is just different. Yeah, because we think the best thing to do if you're gonna go to a country is better just to invest
Yeah,
and really like get to that point of being sustainable. Because the people that live good in most African countries, they're entrepreneurs.
right. They're not
Yeah, they're
W-2
businessmen and
employees.
stuff like that.
They're not employees.
Of course, they got people here that been working hard and is good. But from what I see, like even the young people in Africa, I'm seeing this. Even in Zimbabwe, I saw people starting to learn how to trade, and they buying cars, houses,
Dang, trading
everything.
the U.S. stocks.
Nigeria, Ghana, like everywhere. South Africa, I'm seeing all these people, just young people too.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
it's a
man,
new day.
yeah.
It's a new day. Look, they used to put up our people on them stocks. Okay. The wealth of the wicked is stored for the righteous. Brandon Blackwell says, but if you can't get out the States, don't feel bad. Yah will gather us from everywhere when it's time, even in the States. RNT, yes, thanks, Brandon. The off-grid trucker, they're sitting outside of Cuba looking at the U.S. Right. The U.S. debt clock. Open the SoFi 100, that secret messages on the debt clock about the changes that are coming. Y'all, please use wisdom before coming here. Don't move in haste and fear having to scramble. Please seek y'all on what to do and where to go. That's best and get a sustainable means of income. Facts, for sure. Move out of wisdom and haste. Because the hands of the diligent make rich. No need to fear anything these nations are doing. Don't move in haste or fear. Candy Crush, I just joined. So have you mentioned it, but what African country would you recommend migrating to? I'd recommend migrating to where the Most High has called you to.
Yeah.
We have to get out of this mindset of depending on other people for our livelihood as adults. I think this is just something that we struggle with as Americans. For some reason, there's this like crutch and this like victimhood spirit mentality that we have as Americans, that you just don't see this confusion. When you're in Africa, you see people that have executive decision making. They make wise decisions. They make them quickly. They know how to move. They know how to start a fire. They know how to hike up a mountain. They know how to hike down a mountain. They know how to build things. They know how to tear things down. They know there's just this clarity. For some reason in America, I don't know if it's like the food, if it's a spiritual thing, but whenever it comes to making life decisions, or if it's maybe even the convenience of American society that makes us lazy, whatever it is, get rid of that, because you need to know for yourself where you need to go. You have to do the research. You have to put in the work to pray to the Most High. You have to be the one to decide the trajectory for your family. Because if you look in the biblical text, Abraham, he didn't like go to Allah and say, well, where do you think I should go? No, the Most High told him where to go. So just be wise. Just be wise in that area. Don't come with that mindset here. That's how people get screwed up. That's how you get really screwed up, because the foundation is rooted on other people instead of what the Most High has put in you. They say it takes 55 USD to equal one Brics dollar. That's what I'm hearing. That's so interesting. Again, check out Wise, y'all, because you're going to be able to translate your currencies while you're still in America if you use Wise. I'll try to add that link in the description for you to open an account. I haven't been adding it just because we forget, but I'll try to do that because they let you hold like 5 different currencies. You can get paid from anywhere on earth and do business with all these different nations from your couch. Okay, from your couch. You don't need to have no big storefront and all this extra stuff. From your couch. What is the significance of opening a SoFi account? Is it an international? Milka Israel. Yes, SoFi is an international nomadic account. It lets you get free ATM fees. People, if they use like Chase or Bank of America, they will get audited and flagged, or they will have to pay $11 in ATM fees per transaction, depending on the country they're in. SoFi is not like that. They are allowing you to access your money free. When you travel, you don't have to call and say, hey, I'm traveling for 2 weeks. Can you please unfreeze my card? You can go ahead and leave, and your card is good for the most part. If you have trouble, you just chat online with them and it's good. We've used them for years and they have been phenomenal. And recently they actually added in alternative investment routes. So you can invest in tech, you can invest in gold, you can invest in silver, you can invest in all these different areas. So that is why SoFi is the very best nomad bank account. I lived in Egypt for 3 years. RNT, you can live anywhere when you are financially stable. You don't have to struggle. Use that passport to your benefit while you can, for sure. Absolutely. Yeah, Egypt, I hear, is very, very, very affordable. Similar to other African countries. Most African countries have a 60% lower cost of living. Now, imagine if you had 60% less expenses than you have right now. What would you be doing? You'd be painting, you'd be swimming, you'd be enjoying life, you'd be just dancing, singing, worshiping the Most High. You'd have time to study, you'd have time to research, homeschool your kids. You'd be living your best life because you're not in debt to hyperinflation. Why live life in debt to hyperinflation? That's the thought process we had, and we still have at least. Yvette said, getting it together. I had a place in Rwanda, going to another country though. Thank you too for your needed news. Oh, that's cool, Yvette. That's cool. Rwanda looks gorgeous. I hear it's good for real estate. So that's interesting. That's cool. Brandon Blackwell. Yeah, where I'm at in Belize, many know how to live off the land. So yes, to a certain extent, I agree. Sure, we know the States is a hotspot, but people shouldn't move in haste or fear. Yeah, when you get out of the cities, you start to see, oh, this is how humanity's supposed to be. Oh, we've been sold a lie. We're not supposed to be living in these cities, these mass migrations to the cities. You look at those people who know how to live off the land, and you're like, oh, I have a lot to learn. I'm a little behind. I need to start learning like yesterday about how to live off the land, how to be fruitful in that area, how to identify herbs, how to light a fire, how to just live. And camping is a great way to start that. We started this practice of going camping like in the mountains and stuff and just spending more time in nature because we had the capacity, the mental capacity when we're not strapped down to Chase Bank or Children's Hospital, all these places we were working at where you just don't have time to even breathe or think or do anything. And so by the time you get off of work, you just pass out and you're not really living your life. Don't live a life like that. It's not necessary. I'm trying to open an account in Africa. Is that the same? You'll have to be on the ground in Africa 9 times out of 10, unless you're doing maybe like Citibank or Discover. But even then, usually African countries, they want you to have a visa in order to open a bank account. Lady J's black eyed view, they're not going to say anything about war because people would be frantic. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Virginia from Northern VA, they're reporting the topics. However, one cannot, must be intellectually lazy. Read materials, watch international news instead of saturating yourself with cultural issues and entertainment. This needs to be the billboard. Like seriously, that comment needs to be a billboard because it's true. We saturate ourselves in so much foolery. I saw this just retarded headline today come through the YouTube feed. Oh my gosh, Rihanna copied Beyonce's blonde hair.
Did you watch it?
Brain cells. No, I did not. Brain cells dying. Like your brain cells are literally melting in America. Right? They're melting, melting away, slipping down right off the neck, they're just flopping on the ground. Brain, it's not there because you're just bombarded with all this stupidity day in and day out. And they want it to be like that because if you're bombarded with all this stuff, you can't have critical thinking. That's something I've learned being in Africa. Like when you have alone time just to sit in nature, to sit and not owe nobody nothing, not be in debt to nobody, not have to be at nobody's 9 to 5, you have so much clarity, boldness, and you're able to walk in the way that you were created to walk from the beginning of Genesis. We weren't made for all that. Sit up for 40, 50 hours in one office and then just go to sleep, then do it again for 50 years. And you see it's not working for the Western world because all of these nations are facing depopulation on a massive basis. And now it's hitting the Black American community as well. Learn how to trade and invest is what I do. Absolutely. Absolutely. Candy Crush, is there a waiting list for the copywriting workshop? I'm eager to quit my teaching job and work towards living off grid and self-sustain. I'm going to email you back. I didn't get a chance to yesterday, but I will email you back. Ricky Sims, I work a 9 to 5 remote job in the States and a side hustle out here and invest. That's wisdom. Yeah, because you're not just relying on that 9 to 5, you're diversifying. So y'all see right there, somebody saying they're making it work. That's a testimony for y'all. R&T, that's you all, but give a balanced perspective. This is the most balanced perspective because it's not an American perspective. The American perspective is always going to be white supremacist bias. A balanced perspective is looking, okay, what's going on in India? What's going on in China? What's going on in Africa? What's going on in the islands? What's going on in South America? How do people in the world feel? And then how does the Most High see the world when he looks down on it? That's the question that we should be asking. Bernard Willis, hi. Hi. Gigi Fly, I wish I had or grew up with this entrepreneur mindset. Do you believe everyone was meant to have a business? I absolutely do believe everyone was meant to have a business. We didn't grow up with this entrepreneur mindset. Our children will, but we learned it. We learned it through studying the Bible. We learned it through speaking to the Most High, through reading books. We just started to learn it because we knew when we wanted to go to Africa that looking at the economics and understanding sanctions and just having wisdom in that area, it was apparent that you don't go to Africa and try to work a job. You're gonna have a difficult time, especially if you have a family. If it's just you, that may be different. You can maybe volunteer, do a student visa, or do different things. But if you have a family, have your stuff together. Have your stuff all the way together. What do you think about entrepreneur? Do you think everybody was meant to be an entrepreneur?
Yeah, because that's what it was. Everybody is good at something.
Yeah.
So
America wants you to not think you're good at stuff though. While they abuse and use your talent, pay you $20, $15 an hour, and then yell at you and do the microaggressions, and then say, "Oh, you should just continue working for us. I promise we'll pay you your retirement." Then you turn 63, and they're like, "Actually, we just ran out of money. Sorry, we can do like $300 a month. That will have to be okay." That's America, like, and this is the testimony, and people in my family, people that are friends of my family have had this testimony of it is messed up what America does to its workers. It's capitalism. And the beautiful thing is capitalism is not worldwide. Capitalism is Western wide. I'm in Belize, but the goal is still Africa, maybe South Africa. I just gotta go visit different countries. Yeah, enjoy it. Still securing land in Belize. I think that's awesome. Absolutely enjoy it. I've heard good things about Belize and um, their real estate system. Yes, South Africa is one of my options. South Africa is vast and gorgeous. Whatever your passion is, create a business. You can do anything you want as long as you put in the effort and trust the Most High. Oh my gosh, that spider! Oh, I gotta get out of here.
I knew it. I knew it. I was trying to look.
He would be right under my foot, y'all. This is what you deal with in Africa. I'm sorry, y'all, on the live. I had to though. I'm allergic to spiders. He is not about to bite me.
Look, y'all,
I'm
that's
not
why.
doing that today.
That's why.
I'm not. No.
I caught it early. I was like, "Oh snap!
Did you kill it?
No, I can't see it.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Look, it's nighttime. Time to go. Oh no, he right there.
Yeah.
He's fast. Sorry, I'm sorry, y'all. I can't deal with that. I'm sorry, guys. I am not. Absolutely not. I'm not about to show y'all the spider. He's too big. That I can't deal with that, y'all. You're like this woman wild. I cannot deal with these spiders. Okay, I cannot deal with it. They're gigantic, and I ain't for it. But anyway, let me get back to these comments. They're reporting the topics. However, I read that one. Let me go down here. Okay. Done messed up my spot.
Now you guys see what I was doing. Look, right? That's why I ain't talking, because I was looking for the spider. Just to let you guys know.
I currently live in the U.S., but I'm from Jamaica. I also own an illustration and graphic design business. I no longer like the U.S. Plus tensions growing with Russia and the U.S. Absolutely, Noel. Look, keep doing that. You're on the right path. Illustration and graphic design. Just learn how to articulate your expertise, and you're not going to lack anything. You won't lack anything at all. What if we don't want to be entrepreneurs? Well, then, I don't know what to tell you. Because the cool thing is when you come to Africa, or at least Tanzania, I believe South Africa and Ghana are the same way. Everywhere you look, there's entrepreneurs. There are people selling stuff. People may have food from their garden they're selling. There's these mamas that are on the street. They're making like chapati. They're making these flatbreads. They're making these things. They're selling them. Everybody's an entrepreneur. It's rare that you find employment because this capitalist employment is something that is from America and Western society. It wasn't like that in the ancient days. In the ancient days, people would have their skill set that the Most High gave them. They obviously had their identity, their culture, and their tribe would be known for maybe being potters, or maybe they would be miners, or maybe they would be scribes and writers, or maybe they would, whatever it is that they would do. But you have to have that mindset of let me have a high value skill and then articulate that to the market. Because even when you're applying for a job, you're essentially selling yourself. So you have to master communication and personal branding. I have an LLC. I'm not just speaking, but y'all knows and everyone's path is different. I just wouldn't be so quick to mock his people who are trying to make a way. Y'all knows. Yeah, we're not mocking his people. We constantly come on here and testify to show his people what is possible because we used to be in this position in 2018, 2017. But you are able to do all things. We have to expand our mindsets or else we will be on the bottom. If we're not willing to expand our mindsets and renew our mind, then it's going to be a very difficult time in these next few years. Noel L says, I believe it won't be safe to live in the US anymore. What would you guys recommend? Should I go to Jamaica or try one of the countries in Africa? Either one. Either one. On this channel, we're always going to say we would go to Africa. Jamaica, if you have a Jamaican passport, you are at an advantage that most diaspora are not at because there are a lot of African countries that allow you to have benefits for being a Jamaican, okay? And so
All
you
right,
want to look
guys.
into that.
I got the spider, guys.
You killed
I
the
got it.
spider. Thank you.
I'm telling you.
You're so awesome.
I'll tell you a story, guys. I'm
Now
gonna tell
I'm
you a
safe.
story. Right? Listen up. She will wake me up at 2 o'clock in the morning or 3 o'clock in the morning, staring at the ceiling because it's a lizard on the
Okay.
ceiling on top of her head,
No.
just like above her.
Can't.
Right? She'll wake me up, be like, babe, get up. She'll smack me quick. Boom, babe, look at this lizard. Get it, please. Get it. And I'm like, I gotta get it because I'm not gonna go to sleep.
Yeah, I
without
wasn't
getting
gonna
it.
go sleep either.
So yeah,
I don't know how I wake up, but I just know, like, when I'm asleep, I just know,
yeah, like she
it's
just
not
random.
Gonna,
Yeah, oh yeah, go
it's
ahead.
not gonna work like that.
We can
for
go
me.
back if you want,
Yeah, that's fine. Just
or
that's
we
why
can
I'm
go
not with it.
inside or something. I don't know.
Yeah, we're almost at the end of the chat, end of the questions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, y'all, that is something you will deal with in Africa. Large spiders, okay, and lizards. Now, y'all, if you're in Florida, you're probably already used to that. But yeah, guys, it's like you don't want to keep dealing with that over and over, or at least I don't. Yeah, look, Michael, I don't deal with spiders. I do not. I will not do it.
Me, I don't like to kill stuff. I'll let them out.
Get rid of them.
I really have to. But yeah.
Yeah, y'all got an eventful live today, y'all. Y'all see me jump around.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh. But yeah, y'all, I think that's it for this video. Check out the links in the description. Be blessed. Think outside the box. Think alternative living, right? Even if you have to like live in an RV for a while to save, think outside the box. Do what you gotta do.
Exactly. Yeah, and I was always seek peace, guys. As you saw, if you guys wasn't here from the beginning, if you're just now tuning in, they're actually
Namibia.
Namibia. They're doing visas for a lot of Western countries now.
They're preventing them.
Yeah, before it was free, but now people have to pay. So they're moving in that direction where they're trying to shut out the Western nations. So you really got to be prepared. You better get to Africa before it's too late. So
yeah,
guys,
use wisdom.
Really, make sure you like the video. Make sure you comment and let us know your thoughts and stuff. And we appreciate you guys. Watching my wife be scared of the spider. He was about to flip me over.
That was eventful. Was I?
Yeah.
It was snap decision blackout. Like I was just adrenaline.
Yes, guys, we appreciate it. Enjoy your day, enjoy your night. And yeah, we'll talk to you in the next live.
Yeah.
You know, it's like every day now,
Yeah.
because stuff be popping up every
Yeah.
day. So
Be
yeah,
excited, be encouraged, because Isaiah 62, even Isaiah 48
hold on,
through
baby.
62, the Most High is redeeming and restoring the reins. Just go in full faith. Don't be
Yeah.
afraid.
And,
Act on your faith.
and click the link in the description if you would like to join us, the Seda Diaspora, where we really help. We really walk you through a lot of stuff. So yeah, click the link in the description. Shalom.
Shalom.
Jeez, stop, bro.